Hello and welcome to this edition of GTV How To. And in this edition we're going to be talking about mobile video production. Sounds very fancy, doesn't it? Actually, it's very simple. And basically the whole premise is the best camera is the one you have with you. In this case I have my phone. Smartphones are fantastic tools. You know, I had a desktop computer in 2004 that was actually slower than the phone I have with me right now, which is crazy. Brand new computer, and it was, now of course it's 9 or 10 years old, but that thing is actually slower than this would be. So you can do a lot with these phones today. You know, we could be talking about any kind of smartphone. It could be iPhone, it could be Windows Phone, it could be Android, it could be anything out there that's going to be shooting a video. Most of them have some sort of video editor on them as well. So a lot of people will take pictures or they'll take video, but they really don't know what to do with them. And what we're going to try and show you a little bit today is what you can do with that and how you could actually create content for GTV. Now, aside from just the phone, we also have, I have a tablet right here, I have my iPad, and I want to show you how you can take and shoot something right on a device and edit on that same device, and of course you can export it and do anything you want with it after that, which is really cool. Before we begin, I have one word of caution to you, okay? And that's to please not shoot vertical video with a phone or a tablet. Vertical video would be when you hold up your phone. You see a lot of people doing this, and they take video, and they'll be taking video like this. Now, a photo, it's fine, but when you do it with video, it's, the earth moves one day closer to its destruction, and Tom Brady moves one day closer to retirement. Not really, but I want you to think of it in those terms because it's not good. We don't want those things to happen. We also don't want vertical video. Vertical photos look fine, but in video, think of it this way. When you're watching TV, the TV is more or less horizontal. Your eyes are more or less horizontal. A computer screen, more or less horizontal. A tablet, more or less horizontal. You kind of get the picture here. When you shoot vertical, and let's say you're going to view it on YouTube, there's those big, thick black bars on each side. That's a big no-no. Don't do that. Please don't do that. It's this way for video, not like this, okay? That's the end of my public service announcement for that one. So I want you to keep that in mind if you're out there shooting. Another thing that's happened quite a bit is really the overtake here of tablets. So you'll see this out in the wild sometimes. People will be shooting like this, and they'll be taking pictures and video. Now, when that first started popping up until very recently, I had a very narrow opinion of this myself. I just didn't think it was smart. It looked funny, but it is such a tool to be able to use this to shoot it and to edit it. I think most people just shoot with it, but we're going to show you a little bit of how to edit with it today. We're not going to be talking about the phones, but everything we talk about today could be done on a phone as well. We're just doing it on this iPad just so you can get a little bit better look at it here on GTV How To. So we're going to turn on the iPad here, the tablet, and I have it open up right now. This is actually video that I shot out in the parking lot. This is just some video of me walking around out in the snow there. We just had our massive snowfall here just after New Year's, and well, I was taking some video of that with this in mind, and it shows me all my videos here. I can go in there, I can play them. This is really decent footage. It shoots it in high definition, and you can see quite a bit of detail with that. You can actually see the little snowflakes moving in and out of the picture. So you really can't fault anybody for shooting on an iPad. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into iMovie. Now, I believe now that this is a free app when you purchase a new phone or a tablet. There are many, 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 many different applications that you can use. You don't have to use iMovie. You don't have to use an iPad, but we are just going to be using it for this instance. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create a new project. We're just going to kind of blow through this really quick, just so I can show you how easy this is. So, and it asks if we want to make a movie or if we want to make a trailer. Now, the trailer is kind of a fun thing that Apple does where you can make this like fake movie trailer. And they're kind of neat, but also that's really not what we're going for here today. So what we're going to select on the iPad is movie. So I'll go to that, and it brings up this nice little menu, and it has all these different themes and templates that you can choose from. There's a modern template, and if you hit play, you can actually see what a good example of that would look like. And this just deals with the different kinds of titling that they have on these, and some of the songs and transitions that they also have. There's playful, neon, there's travel, there's simple, there's actually a news one, which, hey, you could contribute to our brand new GTV News program if you use this app. And there's also a CNN iReport, and that's because CNN actually uses that to feed them news from people out in the field, from average citizens. For this, we'll just use simple because it's obviously very simple. I hit create, and it brings us to this. Now, if you watched our earlier show where we talked about basic video editing on a computer, we did it on iMovie. This is on iMovie as well, but this is a tablet. It's a little bit different, but it's very, very familiar. If we go into the settings here, if we can kind of see what's going on, it shows us a little area right here where it's basically a preview of whatever we're going to be bringing up. This is the timeline, which there's a timeline as well in the regular iMovie, and this is our content that we're kind of drawing everything from. We've got video, we've got photos, it can go into my camera roll or my stream here, and there's also audio, and there's some theme music, sound effects. You can do a lot of fun stuff with this. We're right now just going to go into the video, and I'm basically making a movie about how snowy and cold it was. And here's the video that I shot today. I can tap on one of these, and I can play it. And this looks familiar. This is the video I was just playing here at the start, where I'm walking out in the snow. And it shows now, when I do that and I tap into it, it'll just throw the whole thing into the timeline. That actually wasn't what I wanted. So if I tap it again, I can go and hit trash. It doesn't throw it away. It just throws it away from the timeline, okay? We're going to be a little bit more selective about it. I wanted to kind of go in here and see some of the other shots that I had, so I can just hit play, and it'll show me what I was recording earlier here. It's just a quick shot of me getting some footage of the snow, if you will. And a whole bunch of shots like snow blowing off the roof here of the high school, that sort of stuff, blustery and cold. So I'm going to want to start with this footage of me walking in the snow. If I hit play again, it's going through. You can see this little white bar maybe. It's going through and showing me that's actually my playhead. And just like when we were doing the other video editing, it quickly shows you that. And it has this yellow bar all around it when I select it. And that yellow bar shows you what you're selecting. If I just hit this down arrow here, it'll send it into the timeline like it did there in that first one. But if I touch it and drag that yellow bar, it'll actually make that little yellow bar smaller. So if you can kind of see that around there, there's two little yellow bars. If I hit that now, it'll put it into the timeline and immediately go to the end of it. I can touch and drag. That's the nice thing about tablets, is the whole ability to just kind of touch and really be in tune with what you're doing there. And if I hit play, it'll show me what it looks like on my timeline. That's a 3-second clip. It's pretty much what I wanted. And I just wanted to show myself walking out into the snow. And let's say the next clip I want is this clip of the snowbank, where I kind of illustrate like how deep that snow is. That's good. And I kind of want it to end about right there. So I'll go and trim that, and it'll show me a little preview of where I'm trimming. If I go back here, it'll show over on this side. It'll show how far I'm trimming that. But I want to get the top of that. So I'll do that. My playhead down here on the timeline, right there, is showing me the end of this. So if I hit insert, it'll put it at the end, which is great. And the next clip is ready to go, basically. So if I hit play on this, it automatically put a transition. So it fades between that, walking out to the snow, seeing the big pile of snow. All right, makes sense so far, doesn't it? And then maybe we want to show how blustery and cold it was. I've got this longer clip here where I kind of discover all the snow blowing off the roof of the high school. I like that one, but I don't like the front of it. It's got my beat up old wagon there and there. I don't want that in there. So let's go right there is where we want to start. And the end of the clip, we'll kind of put, let's go back to there. We'll put that in. So it puts it right in, and again, it puts an automatic transition into that. So if I go in here, you can kind of see that there's a little thing in between these clips. That's the transition. If I touch that, it brings up a little menu down on the bottom. I can actually change to different kinds of transitions. This is a jump cut. So if I hit that, when it plays between those, it just goes to the next clip. Pretty simple. You can also go in here, and if I touch this, there's all sorts of different things I can bring up in here. It says title. I know it's a little hard to see. Title, speed, duplicate. So I can actually change the speed of some of these clips. I could slow it down. I could speed it up. You know, do kind of a slow motion type thing. Or I could put the title on here. And let's say if I hit title and I say in the middle, and it says right there, title text here. So if I touch that, and I put it, let's see, we've got to delete all that first. I'm going to go, it snowed. Like that, and I'm done. It'll actually put that with that clip. So if I hit play again on this, brings it up on the bottom, it snowed. I know this is oversimplification a little bit, but this is all great stuff. Now right now we have about 17 seconds into our timeline. So let's just put one more clip. Let's just take this whole clip right here, put it at the end. Again, if I put it right here, when I'm selecting this clip and my playhead is there, if I do that, it's going to insert it wherever my playhead is. So it now just put that whole clip right there. Maybe I didn't want that, or maybe I did, but just so you know, it's inserting it wherever this white line is. That's the playhead. So just be careful of that if you're in here in editing. And let's pretend like we wanted it right there. How about? So those are the videos. So if you take a video, that's pretty much how you can do it. You select it, and it's going to put those little yellow lines around it, and then you can kind of drag it and reselect the ends, kind of trim it up a little bit. And not only that, it's really hard to see in this, but there's also a little orange bar underneath each of these clips that I have selected and where I've selected it that I've already used. So it's kind of like checking them off for me, showing me that I've already used them, which is a nice feature. So that's the video. You can also add photos. If I went and had a photo that I wanted to put in here, it'll do that. It'll do something called a Ken Burns effect. I don't know if you know who Ken Burns is. He makes a lot of documentaries that you see on PBS, New Hampshire native, in fact. He's kind of known for a very slow pan and zoom on things, and it'll do that automatically. There's also audio, like we talked about here. Now I can add theme music to this, and it'll show me some examples of that if I just touch those and play them. Which isn't maybe necessarily what I wanted. What's the simple one sound like? All right, that sounds good. So let's go to the start and let's add it. And you can see this green bar came up here. That's the audio. So if I hit play, it's automatically faded that sound, in fact, so it matches with the audio from the clips that I have in there. So it's not overpowering each other. Of course, that one's really bad. We could actually take that and we can take the audio in that and we can turn it all the way down. So watch what it does with this. It actually turns the music up automatically because it knows that we took the audio out of that. And when it goes to the next clip, it'll turn this music, this green part, down. It's a very intuitive video editor. It knows that you're not going to be doing anything major with this, so it kind of works for what it is. There's also sound effects. You know, there's an applause. There's all sorts of great sound effects in here. A dinosaur growl. So let's add that right there. And it added another track there, and it put it into it. Not that that makes any sense into our video, but you can do that. The other great thing about this is you can actually take and add audio. So if I hit this little microphone down here, it brings this up, and it says it's ready to record. So if we hit record, this is the snowfall that came to Goffstown actually just a few days ago, and look at how much snow we had. So it added that little recording there. We can accept it. Now if we go back, it'll play that. It's a narrative over it. This is the snowfall that came to Goffstown actually just a few days ago, and look at how much snow we had. Now that's extremely useful. Let's say you just got a tablet for Christmas, or maybe you got a nice new phone or an iPod or something like that for Christmas, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to use this to do anything other than playing Angry Birds. Well, this is a phenomenal way to get introduced. Now this whole thing right here, of course, is completely useless, but let's just take this another step further. Let's say you're out and about, and let's say it's the pumpkin regatta, and you wanted to shoot a video with your phone or with your tablet about the pumpkin regatta downtown. And you shot that video, and then you added all those elements into it, and you really made some polish onto this. You put some polish onto it. You could submit that to GTV, and we could air it on the channel. That's extremely useful. It helps inform the community. It helps us get a little bit more content, and it helps you just get that little step further into video editing. They are phenomenal devices for taking it to the next level, for learning the very basics of video editing. In fact, this version of iMovie that's on this and also on the phone, it's so much more intuitive and simple than the computer version of it, so it's a really excellent way to start. So if you have any questions about mobile video production, how you can take this and bring it into GTV, just simply contact us here at Goffstown Television, and we can help you out, and we can get that content onto the channel and share it with the entire community. So I hope you've kind of gotten this real quick, brief overview of some mobile video and how easy it is. I mean, we went into there and we added sound effects and a narrative and some transitions, and it was just super simple. How you can get started into it with free software, with things that you already have, and help create content for GTV. Once again, for Goffstown TV, GTV How To, I'm Adam McCune, coordinator here. Give us a call, email us, and maybe we can help set you up with some mobile video production.